So, hi everybody, it's great to join you today from across the churches. I'm Matt, probably know many of you, but I'm here with a new friend today. This is Alison, and we just want to share with you a little bit about what Alison does and about how that relates to Highworth, because it's about the Mercy in Action charity shop, but it's a lot bigger than that. So, Alison, it's great to be with you.
Thank you.
Is this your normal daily job, being on YouTube?
No, not at all.
So thank you for coming on. Tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, well, I'm Alison. I'm just a mum, really. I'm a mum and a grandma. I've been married to my husband John for 45 years. We've got 5 children and we've got a staggering 20 grandchildren. Yes, it is very expensive at Christmas. That's the question I'm always asked.
You've already garnered huge amounts of prayer from across the church.
I need it,
just,
yes.
Hearing about that. So Mercy in Action, most of you probably know there's Mercy in Action charity shop here in Highworth in the old post office. But you're not passionate about charity shops. How did Mercy in Action start? What is it all about?
Yeah, not in themselves, I'm not, no. Mercy in Action started over 25 years ago. My husband and I had the privilege of going out on a missions trip to the Philippines. We'd been a few times. We loved it, but it felt slightly voyeuristic to just keep going. Sure. And our preaching wasn't that good, really, that the Philippines needed us desperately. But we just said to God, either we stop coming or you tell us what to do here. And it was... With hindsight, it was obvious really what needed to happen, but we needed a clear sign. And that evening we met 5 small boys. They were aged about 9 and they hadn't eaten for 3 days. Yeah. And as parents with a son the same age, we took them and fed them, and it just started there. We left there 2 weeks later with a promise to feed 18 boys. And 25 years on, we're a registered charity. We've got 3 children's homes out in the Philippines. We send 400 children to school. We've got a church. We've got a community centre. We work with street children. Everything really you would expect somewhere like that. Yeah.
Amazing.
But we did very little in the UK all that time. We decided early on, about 2002, 2003, that we needed to raise money, and we didn't want to be another voice writing to all the churches, saying, please help us. And there's only so many fundraising events you can do before you lose all your friends and family, really.
Yes.
So we thought, let's have a charity shop and raise the money that way. We thought it would be really easy. It's not, but it's worked for us. We now have about 28. They're not all open at the moment.
Because you don't live local, do you?
We're from Bath.
We're Bath, so it's localish, but...
Yeah, localish, really. Yeah, West Country. So, although we're originally from Kent. So we've got 28 shops. Wow. We will have 32 in the next few months. And they go from Bath, a couple in Bristol, and mostly M4, M1 triangle, really, is what we'd say. And that brings in most of the money we need, but we really rely on those shops for that money. Yeah, yeah.
And that's not, whilst you've had the work in the Philippines, God's opened some doors in the UK. So
Absolutely,
it's not just supporting people out there.
Yeah, we never really had a vision for anything here. Philippines is where it's at for us. We would go out a lot. And then a few years ago, one of our daughters wanted to work with young mums here, which she'd done a lot anyway. And she wanted to set up a house for young mums facing homelessness. So we now have 4 houses for young mums down in Bath, Wells, Trowbridge area. And we have one for young men who are homeless and jobless in Oxford.
Amazing. So good.
That's exciting. And out of that, we started doing food banks, doing the clothes line, which is what we're just about to launch here in Highworth.
Yeah. Remember that word clothesline. You'll be hearing some more about that.
And we've just started another project called My Home, and that's helping primarily women moving out of refuges, hostels into their own place, and they have got nothing. We helped a young 18-year-old with her new baby a few weeks ago. She had to move 300 miles for her own safety.
Gosh. Yeah.
No family, no friends, and we helped her move in on the day. We found her beds and bedding and saucepans, and of course we've got all of that through our shops.
Fantastic.
And so we've now helped 3 mums move, and that's become part of what we do really overnight from one person having a need.
So good, isn't it? And so I'm sure we're all desperate to get down the charity shop and help, and love the idea of what Alison's sharing there in terms of not just merely asking for money, but actually providing a service and the whole recycling thing anyway. But tell us just quickly a little bit of the ethos of Mercy in Action, because if you've been in there, it's not a jumble sale. It's really nice. It feels like a proper shop.
We try and make it really nice. We have a vintage style. Not everything we sell is vintage, of course, but it is all used. We go for the best of what people want. So it might be a tea strainer, it might be a book, it might be clothing, but we will sell anything that's in good condition and fits within our ethos of what we sell.
Brilliant.
And look to serve people well and look to employ people well as well.
Yeah.
Provide the whole service, but that does depend on those donations. And I know everybody's sorted out their garage and their attic and every cupboard over the last year.
Yeah. So being really practical, just to finish, get down there, have a look round, buy stuff. Like you've mentioned about donations. But I know from having done some work with these sort of things, please make sure it's quality stuff. Yeah, it's something that you think, I would buy that rather than just something you need to get rid of. But finally, prayer. And that's a great thing about connecting. And I know, how can we be praying as a church in Highworth for you?
It's not been easy in Highworth for us, I have to say. But just really that customers will come, people will give. We do also really need volunteers. Volunteers are the backbone of what we do in charity shops. They can't run otherwise. And just pray for God's grace on us, that people will come and that there's opportunity to tell people about him and his wonderful kingdom.
Brilliant. Come on. So it's great to hear, isn't it, that Mercy in Action in the old post office not only is providing some lovely vintage clothes and other items, but actually is making a difference to people's lives in the UK and in the Philippines. And we've known Alison for a few years now, and she's authentic. They're really doing what she is talking about with you today. If you want to help in terms of volunteering, if you just talk to your church leadership, we're meeting together with them and they'll be able to pass the details on and we can get that sorted. But thank you so much for listening to this. Thank you, Alison, for joining us today.
Thank you.
New venture for you. And more than anything, pray. God bless you guys.
Thank you.